Breaking news. 911 is reporting that Argentina became the first Latin American country to legalize abortion. Women celebrated as the news broke. What the? You know you better not marry any of those sluts.
That's crazy.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. I kept my promise. I did my best. Now you can abort.
That's horrible.
They're celebrating like Jesus rose.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Chris said they're celebrating like their favorite sports team won. And it did. Satan won. And they're celebrating.
Yes, sir.
You black, right?
Blacker than you?
You're blacker than the ace of space?
Not that black.
Well, I'm that black.
And Job. Biden got 80 million votes, and I'm the Easter Bunny.
What are they saying? He's not here. The women in Argentina cheering the legalization. We're not talking about pot. We're talking about killing children in the womb. Let me go to Russ out of Hampton, Virginia. Russ, thank you for calling. Thanks for holding. You're on the air.
I talked to you before, and when we talked, I somehow kind of let it leak out that I have health issues. And you said, well, listen, you have to get rid of your anger. And the reason why I called was I wanted to ask you, like, I'm not an angry guy anymore. Like, I'm older now. I used to be angry. Like, I had a guy pull a gun on me and wave it in my face. I'm not that dude anymore. Like, I'm older, so I'm not angry. What I wanted to ask you was, do you mean that, like, I can't get angry at all?
No, not if you're of God. If you're of Satan, you could be that way, but not of God.
But then I'm not human.
Right, you're not human. You're a spirit that lives in a human body.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man.
That's crazy?
Yeah.
You don't believe you are a spirit?
I think that I'm human. I think that there are some things that...
Do you believe you are a spirit?
I believe that I'm human.
How about a spirit?
I answered your question, man. Don't keep asking me.
I didn't ask you if you believe you are human. I asked you if you believe you are a spirit.
And I answered you, and I said that I'm human.
I know you're human, man.
I heard what you asked me. I answered your question.
That's not my question.
Okay, well, then I answered the way I answered
black
it,
people
and that's
can't
it.
answer questions?
I'm not going to answer your question.
You want me to speak in Zulu?
No, I want you to listen to what I said. I heard what you said, and I answered it the way I answered it.
No, listen. Are you a spirit?
No, you listen.
I got to run.
You listen.
I got to run because of time. Call me tomorrow. We can't be playing right now. Who is this on 3 Nick? This is why white people need to be making more babies. We need white babies.
I want to make babies. You have no idea.
We'll see if Hake available then. Let me go to Israel. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
I just see you spreading this nonsense, and I don't know why you do it, but I want to tell you that you have to agree that there is a category of behavior called white boy stuff. You know about it. You've heard the term, and it usually
I never heard that term. Hey, I've never heard that term before.
You know, like skydiving or bungee jumping.
Oh, I see.
Like, yeah, that's that white boy stuff.
All right.
It refers to that kind of thing, how they are adventurous and risk takers. And when you compare the black excellence, you know, you always hear black people referred to as kings, and we call each other kings because we have a certain royalty, and we all know it. So I'm just wondering why you deny it so vehemently. And then you nitpick about what black people do, like drinking and smoking and stealing.
So what's your question?
Why do you pretend that you don't know that black people are more excellent and that white people have some issues that are unmentioned, but we all know that it's really deviant?
And first of all, there's no such thing as black excellence. And the reason black people call themselves king and queens because they're so morally bankrupt, they're lying to themselves about who they are. Because if they were not immoral people, they would know there's no such thing as black excellent or kings and
You know,
queens.
that doesn't even make sense.
In the fallen state, you have to make up lies about yourself and who you are because you're trying to find some peace.
No, sir. Jesse, stop spreading that.
But
You know it's
where
not
to
true.
prove
And you're
that I'm
just
wrong?
lying.
Where's the black excellent? Where is it?
Where is the
to
black
prove-
excellence?
Yes.
Okay, one example, Harriet Tubman. You
How
call
long
her
you
the
guys going to ride
underground
that
lady.
boat? How long you going to?
Harriet Tubman is a black excellence.
Where is she now?
She died a long time ago. You know
She
that. Why is
died?
he pretending? Mm-hmm.
And so
That's true.
where's the black and what was excellent?
Kamala Harris.
Hey,
Kamala Harris.
who?
That's black excellence. Barack Obama. Kamala Harris.
What's
You know it.
excellent about Kamala Harris?
She's articulate by the way she expresses herself.
What's excellent about
And-
her?
That's two things.
What's excellent
But
about
see,
her?
we offer. Okay, what's excellent about the Great White Hope, Jesse?
No, you the one saying they were black excellent. What
Because-
excellent about
yeah.
that?
They the only thing I said. Why are you only addressing that? You still act like you don't know about these white folks.
You
doing all
haven't
this crazy
named
stuff.
any black excellent yet.
I said that she is articulate.
What's excellent
Maybe-
about that? That's nothing. She's an Indian. She's
What's
not even
excellent
black.
because, okay, Barack Obama then.
What's excellent about him? He's a loser.
And you need to stop doing that because you're spreading and you're leading people astray.
You're not proving me
And it's-
wrong.
and
I'm
it's
giving you a chance to show me
irresponsible. So
where
the
I'm
last
wrong
call-
about the blacks. Where am I wrong?
I'm
Where's
just-
the
I'm not
black
talking about that.
excellent, man?
Barack Obama.
He's half white.
Okay, Michelle Obama. That's black excellent.
What's excellent about Big Mama?
She can control a man to make it all the way up to the president of the United States.
What's excellent about Big Mama Michelle?
See, you playing.
No, I'm
Because
not playing. I'm trying to hear
listen,
about this
Yes, you are.
black excellence.
All right. Forget about the black excellence. Let's talk about the
I
white boy
rest my
stuff that you
case.
just act like
So
don't happen.
before we move to the
Don't
white
rest-
boy,
You rest your case.
before
What?
we move to the white boy, have you noticed you haven't proven there's such thing as black excellent? It's just words.
No, you just have a different opinion. And that's fine,
it's just
but
words.
it's dumb. Okay, but I don't know how to prove that, man. That's a dumb
Right,
question.
because it doesn't
and you have a dumb
exist.
opinion. Okay, but that's not what I called for. I called to ask
No,
you why
you
you act
didn't
like.
call for that.
Yes, I did. I
But you
told
haven't
but
proven
got
it. You haven't
I
proven
called-
black. Where are the black
I called
kings and the black
That's not what I
queens?
called. I called to ask you a question.
Thank you, Israel. Last night I went down yonder and became black excellence. I have with me Pastor Leonce Crump, Jr. Pastor Crump, that light behind his head, isn't that too bright? I can't see half of his head. What?
We'll fix it on
Black people can't, you can't see black people like that.
We can fix it on our end.
What? Anyway, they're working on the light behind my guest's head there. Pastor Crump, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. On your Instagram, you have a post that reads, I am a black man and I go to therapy. You go to therapy?
I do.
And what's wrong with you?
Well, there's a lot of things wrong with all of us, isn't there?
What's wrong with What's wrong with you that you need therapy? You're a preacher.
I am a preacher, but one of the great complications of being a leader in any regard, and I think you probably know this as well, is
therapy
therapy provides for me an outlet of honest conversation. It also gives me a place to process my emotions in a healthy way.
What can he tell you to help your mental health that God can't tell you?
In my case, my counselor used to be a pastor. And so especially to have someone to be able to be that for me, who also understands the unique challenges of vocational ministry, has been a gift to me.
So the counselor is a pastor, you say, that you see?
He used to be a pastor.
He used to be one. And who does he go to for his mental health issues?
Well, that would be up to him. That's not really my business.
Wouldn't you want to know who is telling him? If he's telling you, who is leading him? Wouldn't you want to know that? Because
my mother's a psychologist as well. All of our person is subject to the fall.
Are you the head of your wife?
I'm the head of my household. Absolutely.
Are you the head of the household or are you the head of your wife?
I believe she would say both.
No, I'm asking you, what would you say?
I would say yes.
You the head of your wife?
Yeah, I lead my wife.
Okay. And so does your wife know that you see a therapist?
Yes, she does.
And what does she think about that?
She thinks it's been beneficial for me as a leader.
Really? Why would she follow a man that need another man to guide him?
I mean, I believe you are in need of guidance.
My life source comes from God, not from anyone else at all.
I'm not being led by any man. I'm being led by the living God.
Amazing. Do you sin?
Of course.
You still sin?
Yes.
And what type of sin?
And repent every day.
You sin every day and repent? And were you sinning before you became a Christian?
Absolutely.
So nothing changed?
Gosh, what proverb is that?
When you sin, are you of God or are you of Satan?
Well, I believe you can be of God and still sin.
When you're sinning, are you of God or are you of Satan?
When Paul sinned, was he of God or was he of Satan?
Paul is not around, so I can't ask him. When you are sinning, are you of God or are you of Satan at that moment when you're sinning?
When you are sinning.
I mean, you personally.
Yeah, you are acting outside of. Me personally, I am acting outside of God's declaration of new creation.
So you're of Satan. So what type of sin you commit every day? You commit every day?
Oh, gosh. Anger is one that lingers.
As a child of God, why haven't you overcome the anger? How were you able to enter into the kingdom of heaven with anger? Because anger is not of God. What did God mean when he says, before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must go and forgive? If you can enter in with anger, why did you have to go? Why did he say you have to go and forgive before you can enter in?
Anger doesn't always have anything to do with unforgiveness. That anger and unforgiveness are not attached at the hip.
Is anger love?
Well, of course not.
But then if it's not love, it's what? If it's not love, it's hate.
No, that is, what do you call that? The opposite of love is not hate.
What is it then?
It could be ambivalence.
What does that mean?
It could be any number.
What does ambivalence mean?
It means that I don't care.
So you're saying there is love and anger?
That's the book of Hosea, when God says that my anger burns hot against them. So is God love or is God anger?
He's love.
So then how can he be angry?
He can't.
But he says he's angry.
Right, but discernment, not the kind of anger that you have. Is it
you don't
normal?
Know the kind of anger that you don't know the kind of anger that.
Is it normal for a man to be angry?
Normal, what does that mean?
Is it normal for a man to be angry?
What do you mean by that exactly?
Is it normal for a man to be angry?
I'm going to need a little more context on the question.
Is it normal or abnormal?
No, but there's something underneath.
Is it normal?
There's something underneath that question. Are human beings angry?
Is it normal or abnormal for a man to be angry?
That question could have 5 different answers.
Normal or abnormal for a man to be angry?
I don't believe that a man should be angry, but the Bible also says, be angry and sin not.
But why you don't believe that a man should be angry?
Because wrathfulness, quarrelsomeness are not virtues and fruit of the Spirit.
And so what caused you to become angry?
Generally?
What caused you to become angry, period?
The disproportionate application of law in this world.
So you just became angry as an adult? You had no anger as a child?
You asked me if I'm sinning, what is one of the sins that I deal with? In response to you saying you no longer sin anymore, because apparently lying is not a sin, which is brand new news to me.
any man that has anger is a woman. It's abnormal for a man to be angry.
Yeah, that was an inflammatory and
He's acting just like his mother. It's not normal for men to be angry. That's
Is
why
that right?
Yeah,
who taught you this?
God did.
No, I don't think he did. I think you taught yourself this.
Okay, so you're saying that any man that has anger is not a woman?
Yes, and I'm saying that that's probably the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life.
Amazing. So how are you going to lead your wife and children if you're acting like them? You're angry just like your wife.
How am I going to lead my wife and my children? So
Yeah.
you never get angry.
I'm asking you, how are you going to guide your wife and children if you are like them? You have anger too.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is a perfect segue to the question I'm asking you.
No. I need you to answer that for me. You're trying to get away from it. I'm asking you, how are you able to do that if you have anger like your wife and your children? How are you going to lead them?
Yeah, and I'm telling you that to be angry is not acting like a woman. I've already answered that.
How do you lead her when she's angry and you have anger?
But she's not angry. My wife is one of the most peaceful people I've ever known in my life.
Is she leading you?
She's definitely not.
Does she have anger?
You have anger.
Do your wife have anger?
You have anger.
How about your wife?
You have anger.
I don't have it, but how about your wife? How do you lead your wife and children when you're acting like your wife? You have anger too.
How do you lead yourself when you believe that you no longer sin anymore?
Amazing. I want to go to something I saw on your website. Your church website, Renovation Church, states that Breonna Taylor and George Floyd were murdered. Do you believe in mob justice?
No, but America certainly does.
How about you? But you don't believe in it. And
no, but America certainly does.
Why do you think these black people who are burning, robbing, stealing, and killing and destroying people's property, why do they believe that mob justice is justice, and why aren't they corrected by other black people to tell them that they're wrong, what they're doing? Kamala Harris and others would not denounce it. Why do you think?
Kamala, because it's the American way.
Oh, it's the American way for mob justice?
Absolutely.
Do you support Black Lives Matter destroying statues and monuments and flags? And
I'm telling you, because it is the American way.
It's the American way, the right way?
No.
Then why don't you correct them? You sound like you're okay with them doing it because it's the American way.
How do you know what I've corrected?
I asked you
my position is to speak truth. But if you can stand back and say that the Revolutionary War was right, that the erecting of statues for Civil War generals were right, that the raping and pillaging of natives was manifest destiny and that was right of indigenous peoples, then you don't have anything to say about it.
So are you using those? Are you saying those things? Are you saying those things were wrong?
We have learned to make progress in this country.
Are you saying those things were wrong?
Absolutely.
And so are you mentioning those things to justify the wrongdoing of the blacks right now?
This is hilarious. No, I'm not using those things to justify anything. I'm painting a parallel.
So is this a payback for all that you believe America did?
I don't know what it is. What I know is what Dr. King said, that rioting is the voice of the voiceless.
But he didn't mean this type of rioting, mob rioting.
That's actually
you got a bunch of immoral. You got a bunch of immoral black people.
There's a bunch of immoral white people right out there with those black people.
Like who? Are you for defunding the police?
What does defunding the police mean, Jesse?
It means to take away their finance.
That's not what it means, Jesse.
What does it mean?
It means redistributing some of the funding that are allocated to the police and putting those things toward mental health, toward people who actually know how to deal with.
Where will black people stop begging and whining and blaming and playing victim? What more do we need to give them or do for them so they'll say, okay, we can do it on our own now. We're tired of begging, no more giving us. What more can we do for the blacks so that they would stop blaming and crying racism and wanting free stuff and being out of control morally. What more can we do for the blacks to make them realize they can do it on their own?
Who is we?
America.
So you're not black?
I'm black. My skin is black, but I'm not of the black victimhood. I don't carry on like them. So what more do we need to do for them so they can realize we don't have any more to give? They got to start standing on their own 2 feet.
The dearth of actual history that you are lacking to bring to this conversation is deeply disturbing to me, brother.
I got to run because I'm so over my time here. But let me ask, do you love white people?
I love people.
Do you love white people?
I love people.
How about white people?
I love people. I love all people.
Do you love white people?
I love all people, Jesse.
How about white people?
I love all people.
What is a man?
A man?
Yes.
I think Ecclesiastes says it best. God made man to be upright, but he is deceptive in all his ways.
Let's go to R out of Los Angeles, California. Ara, that's a name? Oh, okay. R, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
The question is, seeking the kingdom first is great, and I'm enjoying doing that. But at the same time, I enjoy being around people. So
people
I guess
or women?
Yeah, women. Let's keep it up at women.
Because
women.
That's what you're referring to, right? You're not referring to people, you're referring to women.
Man, it's hard for me to put into words. I'm seeking the Father, okay?
Uh-huh.
But does that mean that I'm just like never picking up the phone and like I just have
So
one?
what's your real question for me?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. You haven't asked me yet.
Yeah, I don't know how to put it in words.
Your question is, I'm seeking the Father, but I still want to be having sex out of wedlock. Can I do that? That's what you want to know. It's all about the woman. All these little lines saying, black excellence, black kings, black queens, those are just words to keep you in darkness. Look at reality so you can overcome it. And this woman, what's the name of that woman, that underground woman?
Harriet Tubman.
They ain't gonna, poor Harriet, whoever she was, they wearing Harriet out. Like Harriet is alive now. And I can guarantee you all the things they're saying about her were not true. They make up stuff so they can feel good about being wrong. That's not gonna help you in life. You gotta look at you. You gotta overcome you. Making up all these little sayings, black excellence, black queens and black kings, you're just getting worse. And the people who are throwing out these sayings for you, they're using you. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you have to look at it. You're like, oh, you're right. What the? James is out of Los Angeles. James, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Do you think it's possible to overcome without Christianity?
No.
Okay. Well, that's because you're a Christian, though, right?
No. That's because Christianity is the only religion that requires, that I'm aware of, that requires that you must look at yourself and be born again.
Yeah. Well,
it's the only religion that I know that you have to admit that you are wrong, because you will not enter into the kingdom of heaven with that nature of Satan. And everyone who has anger has the nature of Satan, and they are evil. And you're not going to enter into love as long as you're evil.
Yeah, I would agree to that. But I would disagree that other spectrums of spirituality, they can point you to the same place.
Is there any other religion that says you must forgive? Stop hating?
Like you do, and how adamant you are about it?
Yes.
No.
No other religion. Only Christianity does that. And the so-called spiritual people, they talk about forgiveness, but they're not going to tell you go and forgive your mother. They're afraid of women.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is. You're not going to be free until you go and forgive. You're playing God when you have anger. And as long as you have anger, you will suffer. Your family will suffer, your kids will suffer, and it will go on generations after generation. There's no way around it.
I know that other people have done the same. Do you know who Eckhart Tolle is?
Behar Toda. That guy that's on Oprah show sometime?
He was on Oprah once, yes.
That guy's so beta, it's not even funny. That man is a girl.
What makes him beta?
Because I see how Oprah pushing him around. You so hoppo to beat me.
Well, they don't really talk
That guy's so beta, and he would never speak up the truth about women. He'll talk about men, but he will not tell the truth about women. He's a beta. He has not overcome anything. Have you heard of the Bible Go-To guy? He said that none of those other spiritual leaders stand up to the woman, not Dalai Lama or his mama. Thank you, James. Call me again, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Anytime, brother.
All right. Bye. Amazing. I want to give you an example of black excellence. Black excellence. Kenosha, better known as Kosovo. Who is that? Who is that? A little hungry. Is he in Africa somewhere? Why he look so bony?
Couldn't eat till they take those 7 bullets out.
When I was a kid, if someone was that little, that thin, the black people said, "Why are you so po?" It's like they're called fat,
right,
and skinny po. There are reports that ballot scanning were left mostly unattended and unchecked. Black excellence, right? Let me show you. Show me that again. This is black excellence for you. Black excellence. They don't care about the ballot. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to lunch. Black excellence. Oh, God. Adam, where is Eve? Adam is a first-time caller out of New Jersey. Adam, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How's it going?
All is well, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. It's great to talk to you. Been watching for a few weeks now.
Thank you.
So I was forgiving my mother in my heart, and what happened was my wife, she put out the Christmas stockings on the banister with her stocking at the top, and I didn't say anything because I thought that would be even more beta to mention it. And then the next day, my 3.5-year-old son rearranged the stockings so that I was at the top. And this was after I had, and so it was very interesting. It just sort of happened, the timing of it. I have to say that there was some kind of, it felt like a mystical significance to me, and the timing of it seemed.
Your son, no, he understands. So what is like knowing your son in alpha and you a beta?
Savage. King Cole. Savage. Beta. Savage. 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 Beta. Savage. 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 Beta. Savage. 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 Beta. Savage. 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 Beta. Savage. 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 Beta.
Hake is coming in with the Hake news, not the fake news, and white excellence, especially the hair. Are all white people on pot?